and they are Sunday. The conversation just takes one
How's it, guys? I hope everyone's doing well. Thanks so much for joining today. I do appreciate everyone being here. And yeah, I just want to say thanks so much for being here. And how is everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, if you guys have any questions about anything, obviously we're going to go through the market today, and we're going to go through pretty much the most important setups. I will be looking at Bitcoin mainly because we did reclaim $43,000. And that is a massive level for Bitcoin, and I'll show you exactly why it is a big level. Because yesterday we were looking quite bearish, and today we actually did reclaim this level. But we'll get into it within the next 5 to 10 minutes. But yeah, if you guys do have any questions regarding some charts that you want me to go over, make sure you put that in the chat, and then I can go over that. But we're mainly going to be looking for some setups today, and we're going to speak about what's going to happen because it is the monthly close. Obviously we have to speak about the monthly chart and the monthly candle. So yeah, it's going to be very, very important to see what happens. So yeah, let's see exactly what we got going here. So first up, I do want to quickly look at the monthly chart, right? So let's have a look here. Let's have a look at Bitcoin on the monthly chart here. So basically what has actually happened for Bitcoin, we did close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6 candles in the green, right? And this monthly chart is closed with a doji, right? So basically what this means is a lot of indecision in the market, and we do have to watch out for some type of setup, because essentially we did tap and we broke these highs over here in the 1st of Feb 2022, and this whole level we took out, right? So yeah, I mean, we could potentially look for another retest of this level at 37,900, because this is our key zone that we need to watch out for, right? So this level here at 38,400 to around about 37,900 is a key level for Bitcoin, right? And obviously we do have to make sure to watch out for that. And I'll go over on the lower time frames now, but I just need to speak about the monthly candle because it's important to go over this, especially when we have a new month, right? So yeah, I mean, let's take a look now at the weekly chart. Obviously the weekly candle here, let's have a look what is actually happening. So last week we had a beautiful closure for weekly candle, right? So you have to highlight this, right? You actually have to highlight this right over here and this level here. Okay, so we're going to highlight our weekly highs. Okay, so we'll highlight our weekly high, so we can actually just label this here, and I'll remove everything that we got going in the middle here, because this is the most important part now, because we're in a new week, we're in a new month, we're in a new month. So we need to start looking at the chart and actually don't look at it. You have to look at it like a clean slate, right? So I'll say weekly high and our weekly low. Okay, so we have our weekly high and our weekly low. Okay, so this right here is our range, right? Right now, this over here is our range that we're working in, right? And what's important to note is this is our current range, right? So our current range, we've been trading within this range 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for 9 whole weeks, we've been trading in this range, okay? Which is obviously a very, very long time, right? So in order for us to get out this range, what needs to happen is I'll show you. I'm just gonna put some music in the background here, just so we got some tunes. There we go. Yeah, so this is our weekly range. So in order for us to take out this weekly range, we need to see some closures above and below the zone. Yeah. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks trading within this range is quite a long time. Okay, then you have a look at the daily time frame. It's kind of respecting, right? It is kind of respecting these key levels that we got going here, right? So obviously the other day we broke down to around about 38,500, within January 22nd, and then we had a nice move back up back in this range. So if you are quite a new trader and you look for swing setups, you want to be trading these ranges over here, right? Because this range right now you can't really trade. So this would be the range that you want to trade. I'm actually going to make this one red, and then the green is what we want to be trading, right? So this range over here, and then you want to be trading this range over here, right? So these are the ranges that you want to be looking at for your new setups, because essentially this is what you got going, right? Within this range over here, at around about 44,000 to 41,100, it's gonna hold until let me just turn off my Teams. It's gonna hold until you actually start seeing candles close above or below, right? So when you look at Bitcoin on the higher time frame, like the daily charts and the weekly charts, like we've discussed, you can see that these are the ranges you want to be trading, right? You don't want to be trading within this red range. And I'm sure a lot of people are. I mean, you can when you're looking for scalp sessions, because we're going to be looking at scalps within the next couple minutes here. I will be looking at some setups, but this is more for the swing trading. You want to be trading within the bottom zone over here, and then you want to be trading within the top zone at around about from 44,000 to 48,000. Okay, so these are the two key levels you want to be looking at. You don't really want to be trading within the red zone. Okay, so now that we got that covered, let's have a look at the lower time frames here, because I am looking at a setup here for Bitcoin. Okay, so the 4-hour time frame also shows a bit something different here. Let me just see. Okay, so have a look at the 4-hour time frame. What's happening? Oh, this is ETH, just stopped. Okay, so have a look here. I'm actually looking at a potential setup here on Bitcoin. I want to show you guys something. Obviously, we are looking at a potential symmetrical triangle over here, right? And we did get a closure below here. And have a look here. If you look on the 1 hour, it's a bit more apparent. Okay, have a look here. You can actually bring this down. And I'm looking at a potential sell here for Bitcoin, because we did get a 5-minute closure here. Yeah, so I'm going to take these positions here for Bitcoin. Stop loss above the high. We did have a retest right now. So I'm going to take the setup for Bitcoin. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. You want to put your stop loss just above this high over here, and then you'll take profits. We have this demand zone right over here. You want to be targeting this level here. Okay, so this is going to be a scalp, very, very short time frame setup. And yeah, it's basically just based on the breakout of this level here and the 5-minute time frame as well for potential sell here. Okay. So I'm going to keep this one open. I don't know while we keep this open here, I want to have a look at some other setups. I want to see what ETH's doing, because ETH was looking quite. We actually did take some longs today in the Telegram group. And yeah, if you guys do want to join that group, you can just send your UID in the chat, and I will add you to that group. there's a Telegram group, so I would need your UID to verify that you do trade on CoinW. But we did send this out today, and I'll show you exactly. Yeah, I'll show you the group now. Let me just share the screen. I'll show you just now. But yeah, basically ETH trading was literally same thing as Bitcoin, right? Kind of just trading in this range the whole day, right? So technically, for you to take positions, you want to be you want to be taking sells over here, and you want to be taking buys over here, right? And until price breaks at this level here, then you take buys. Until price breaks this level, you take sells, right? A very, very simple type of setup here for Ethereum. Okay. I was looking at audio. I want to just see how Bitcoin. Yeah, I think Bitcoin's very clean here, guys. We are breaking down here. The 50-minute candle is going to close. So what I'm going to do here is we obviously entered quite late, right? So what I would be doing is I would wait. I mean, if price comes back up and retests, what was our entry? Our entry was around about this right over here. Okay. So we have stop loss at 43,070 and then take profit at 42,805. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a really small range here, but we did break below this key level here. So price is most probably just going to sell off here. We're probably going to see quite a nice sell off, and we'll see. I'm going to change the music a bit here. I got this cool song. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Let me know in the chats if you guys, if it's too loud, the music, but essentially I don't think it would be. Okay. Just if you guys did just join, we did take these Bitcoin sells, targeting 42,800. The 50-minute candle is going to close very, very nicely, because this 50-minute candle, right? Have a look here, close below, retested. We should see a push back down. Okay, so these are the types of trades for more of a scalp setup. You can see that it was trading. Have a look here, right? It was trading within this box the whole time. Then we had a breakdown, and then we're getting a push right now back down. Yeah, have a look here. Yeah, this is interesting for audio. We have this level here for audio, and then this level here as well. I'm also thinking about sells here for audio, potential sells for audio as well. And audio, what you can do is your stop loss would just be above this level here. Out of the 50-minute candle. Yeah, the 50-minute candle closes bearish here. So once this flips bearish, we'll take these sells as well for audio. Because there's a lot of selling pressure for audio. You can see these massive candles here. Yeah, I'm gonna take these sells here. So I'm going to wait for price to just, that would be a good entry. And then your TP1 would be here. It's a nice reaction though. It's a beautiful reaction, yeah. And then we obviously in Bitcoin sells as well. Once this, you can see how Bitcoin here, it's creating a top wick. We want this to flip bearish here. Once this flips bearish, we should see quite a nice run. Take this away. It's a nice reaction. And then once Bitcoin flips bearish here, we should see OD dump quite a lot. Okay, so these are the setups that we got going here. Bitcoin sells, and then OD sells as well. See, Bitcoin starting to flip bearish here. Okay, so basically, if you guys did just join, we are in two positions. It is Audi, so we did take a short for Audi, and that was based on, if you have a look in the right here, it was based on the 50-minute closure, and this level here at 56.366 was the key zone for Audi, right? It was the support that we had from the 1 hour candle. Okay, so the 1 hour candle closure, you can see right over here, it's a really key level. And then what normally happens is when we close below this level on the 1 hour time frame, we tend to come down to these levels here. So the first level is 55.762, and then the next level is 55.3. Okay, so what normally happens when we do get a 1 hour closure below these key levels, you just have to look left, right? So when you're looking at the chart, you always want to look left and see what's happening on the chart. And what normally happens is we see price come down, tapping into these levels. Okay, so that's why we did take that short for Audi, and then the 30-minute time frame is looking bearish as well. So, which is why we took the sells, and then the 15 closed back below the key zone. So that is the reason why we did take those sells for Audi. If you guys did just join, and if you do have any charts you want me to go over, just make sure you put them in the chat. I can definitely go over that. Yeah, let me know your charts you want me to go over. But what we can do is we can look at some other setups. I do want to go over Solana because Solana has been, and Chainlink. Let's first go over Chainlink first, because Chainlink's actually been really strong. Have a look at Chainlink here. So when you look at Chainlink on the 1 hour time, the daily chart, right? So we always want to go to the higher time frames. Even when you're scalping, you want to start with the daily or the weekly, just to make sure that you understand what's happening on the major time frames, right? So looking at the 1 week chart for Chainlink, you can see that it's at a really strong level right now. Okay, so that key level that we got going right over here is this level at 18.088. Okay, why is the key level? Because if you look left, right over here, it was support over here in 2021, and it was in 2020 it was resistance, right? So this zone over here flipped from resistance to support again, to resistance, and right now we are facing quite a strong resistance zone at the moment. Okay, so personally, you don't really want to be longing a resistance zone like this. You kind of just want to be making sure that you are shorting these zones, right? Because when you're at a key level like this, there's no reason for you to take a long run here. If you miss this long over here, then yeah, it's okay, right? But you have to be looking at potential setups to the downside, especially when Bitcoin is looking like it might be selling off today. But obviously on the weekly time frame, Chainlink is at a key level, and we have to make sure that we identify this level. So what you can do is you can just say weekly R, which is weekly resistance, right? That would be a good start, just so you understand when you start going down to like the daily time frame, you understand that this is a very strong resistance zone. Okay, same thing with over here on the daily time frame. It correlates perfectly with the daily time frame. Okay, so we're going to start looking at some lower time frames because this could be a potential area to take a short. Okay, so the daily time frame correlates with the weekly. Let's have a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour time frame, same thing, right? If you have a look left here, it's going to show you the exact same level. Okay, look at the 4 hour. Every time we tap into the zone, what happens? Every time we tap here, we get a reaction. Every time we tap here, we get a reaction. Same thing with over here. We tapped into the zone, we reacted. Tapped into the zone, we reacted. We did close above here, and then we flipped to support. But then we close back below, we come down, right? So every time we do tap into the zone, price tends to come down. Same thing with over here. Very strong level. So you can see how all these time frames are correlating with this key resistance here. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, it's a very, very strong level. Then we have a look at the 1 hour time frame. Same thing, getting reacted from the zone, and it's forming some type of trend line. I can see already over here, right? So this level here is something that we should look at for. Yeah, have a look here, even on the 30-minute time frame. So what I'll be looking at for Chainlink is this level here, because this is a weekly resistance and it's a very, very strong level. You want to be looking for sells below this level back down to key supports, okay, which is right over here and right over here, okay. Why is it a key support? Because when you're looking at this level, price struggled to break here, broke out, retested the zone, and then we came back up, okay. And now that we know that this is a very, very strong level, I'm expecting price to come down, but we have to wait for candles to close below this level. Otherwise, it's just not valid, okay. So until we get candles closing below this level, then we can take the positions, okay. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that. Even on the 5-minute, this 5-minute level is holding up as well. So yeah, I think this will be a very clean setup. We're gonna have to wait for this to happen. So what I'll do is you would set like an alert. So you just on TradingView, you can just right click and then you add an alert. So when price hits this level, you'll get notified on your TradingView app or your TradingView platform. And then you can look at potential setups, because we don't have to watch this the whole day, right? You can just put alerts on your chart, and then that will obviously give you an indication when to actually look at the chart. Because I don't want to look at Chainlink the whole day, right? I just want to do my setup, and then if it hits my zone, then I'll take the position, right? Okay. Let's have a look at Solana. Solana's been hot as well. So you can see how with these coins, right, I'm going straight to the weekly time frame, because also we know that the weekly close just happened. We know that the monthly close just happened. So you want to be looking at these higher time frames first, just to make sure you understand what's happening, okay? So I'm just going to remove everything here, just so you guys understand. You can see we have a very, very strong level here at 76, a very, very strong support for Solana. You can see we actually tapped into that zone around about 79 last week, and we're getting a nice rejection to the upside here for Solana. So for me, Solana looks really, really, really bullish, especially based on the weekly candle. And then if you look at the daily candle, it broke out of this trend line that we drew. So you can see how price was trading within this range. Okay, trading with this range, tapped into support, got a reaction, came back down, retested this level here at around about 94 yesterday, because we're speaking about this 94 level for Solana, right? This key zone over here was our support right over here, okay? So this was our key support for Solana, and we did actually tap into that level yesterday, and we bounced really, really hard, okay? So our daily support correlates, if you go down to the 4 hour, it correlates exactly with the 4 hour time frame as well. So we know that this is a very, very strong level, okay? And then you want to go down to the 1 hour time frame and have a look here, right? Have a look here. When you look at the 1 hour time frame, same thing, right? We did actually have a breakout today, and to me, this does look really bullish for Solana. But for me, if I had to take a position, for a long position, I would have to wait for price to close above this key resistance over here, okay? Because if I had to take a long right now, you're kind of just playing with indecision, because there's no real reason to take a long position. Obviously, we are bullish on the higher time frames, but if you're looking at the lower time frames, we need to wait for Solana to actually regain this level here, because every time we regain this level, price tended to go up to these highs, okay? So yeah, for me, we're gonna have to wait for Solana to actually break above 102.64, because even look at the 30-minute time frame, the same thing happened over there, okay? Very, very strong level. Okay. If we have a look at the 50-minute candle did obviously close bullish, but still have to wait for price to close above 102. Okay, I can't really take a position there. BNB, we did actually take a long for BNB earlier on the Telegram. I'll show you why we did take a long here. Where's BNB? Yeah, have a look here. Okay, so BNB, we took a long. This is a very, very simple strategy as well, right? So like, I'll show you guys something very quickly. So first off, like once you identify, oh, Link's actually crossing. Let's actually go to Link quickly. So Link's crossing the zone. So this is why you put alerts on your chart, right? Because it looks like we are getting a little bit of a dump here for Chainlink. Okay, so I'm not going to take this position now. Like I said, we have to wait for the 50-minute candle to close below the zone, because I can take it now and just be like, okay, yeah, but it's 50-50, right? But once we get a closure below here, the chances of us being profitable on this trade is more likely, because we do have to wait for candles to close. Because if you take it based on just on this trend line, because potentially this could just bounce, right? There's a good probability that this can just bounce from the zone, which it's doing now, right? But we have to wait for the 50-minute candle to close below here in order for price to come back down. So yeah, that's something we'll wait for. You can see that it is approaching very, very close. And also on the 5-minute time frame, same thing, right? It's forming these higher highs and higher lows. But the thing is, the market is starting to look a little bit weak here. And we do know that Chainlink's weekly resistance is 18, which is a very, very strong zone. So we are expecting a reaction to the downside more than to the upside. Yeah. So we're going to keep an eye on for Chainlink. I'm going to put another alert here because I want to look at some other coins. But we will keep an eye here for Chainlink because this will be a great setup. Yeah. Let's go back to Audi quickly. Let's have a look at Audi because we did take that short for Audi. I want to see how it's playing out. Which chart? Here we go. Yeah, so we did take a short for Audi here. If you guys did join the beginning of the live stream, we did take this in the beginning. And it was the same thing. We went over it. It was based on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame. And as long as price stays below this level here at 56.368, then we should be fine, right? And you just put your stop loss just above this previous high here. You know, you're only risking, your risk to reward is 1:4. So it's a trade worth taking because our risk is only 0.45%. So it's, I mean, if you're using a 20x leverage, you're only going to be losing 9%, but you'll be gaining like 20%, right? Or 36%. So 1.8, yeah. So let's see how this plays out. I do think that the setup is clean. It's based on every single time frame, not just the lower time frames. So we'll see how this plays out. We would want to see the next 50-minute candle close bearish here, because that would give us a confirmation that price is most likely going to come down. But yeah, we are in the setup here for Audi. And the other really setup I'm looking at is only Chainlink here, because for me, Chainlink has to get reacted from the zone. It's a weekly resistance. The first time we've tapped into the zone and over, let's actually look at that, right? It's the first time we tapped into the zone in over since March 2022, right? So that's over a year, just more than a year, right? So the probability of us breaking through the zone and tapping into 27, the next key level is very unlikely, especially when Bitcoin's getting reacted. So that's something you have to always look at, right? So we are looking at sells here, guys. We are looking at sells for Chainlink. And if you did just join, welcome. Make sure you guys put your UID in the chat, because we do have a VIP group. So you can see at the bottom of where my face is, you can just put your UID there. We do send out the IP signals to CoinW users. Okay. Yeah, and we are on a Audi short here. We did take an Audi short. We're looking at quite a nice gain here for Audi, and Bitcoin is coming down as well. So to me, this is very, very clean. Yeah. Yeah, we did take a short for Bitcoin here as well, but the stop was quite low. Technically, your stop should be above this level here, but because I was thinking that this could potentially be a fake out, right? But I still think that this will play out if you guys are interested in taking this setup. Because the market structure is, for me, is looking like it's going to come down here. Yeah, guys. So for what I'm doing here, if you guys are watching, so basically, how I'm identifying these key zones, right? So essentially, this rectangle that I'm drawing here is just to help me out to help me know where I might be seeing a potential reversal, right? And why would it be this zone? Well, basically, if you look at this zone, right? So when you're looking at ARB right over here on the 4-hour time frame, so we look at the high time frame, you can see that what was happening for ARB, we're in this uptrend, right, making higher highs and higher lows, okay? And then what actually happened is this was our most previous low. So this was our most previous support, okay? This level here, most previous support. Then what happened is we actually broke this level, right? And then what we're doing right now is we're forming this previous support as resistance, okay? So when you have previous support and form to resistance, there's a high probability of price getting rejected back down to previous levels like this zone over here, okay? And we did have this trend line over here that actually did break down, right? So we broke down from this trend line. So for me, I'm looking at a potential sell here because of the fact that we had support, we flipped into resistance right now, and we did break structure to the downside, right? Because overall, this whole move from here to here was in an uptrend, right? But because we broke this support over here, this key level that I've drawn on the chart, there's a probability of price flipping back down to these new lows over here, okay? And obviously, if we break these lows, we can look at lower targets, but that's one step at a time. And yeah, so personally, I wouldn't be taking buys for ARB here. I would be waiting for price, obviously, to break above this level here, and then we can take buys. But if price gets rejected like it's getting rejected right now from the zone, then I'll be like, okay, we could probably take sells back down to this level here, and then this would be our new range, right? So currently we have our resistance at the top here, and then we have our support over here, okay? So like some traders, they like trading ranges. This is potential to trade a range because even if you had to take the probability of the setup, because of the fact that we broke structure and we are looking like it might come down, your stop loss would be so small compared to your take profit, right? Your stop loss is at around about 0.95%, and your take profit is at 5%, okay? So your risk to reward is 1:5. Okay, so it could be a setup to take. But for me, I would have to wait for the 4-hour candle, which is only in 2 hours, okay? The reason why I'm waiting for the 4-hour, because this is a very, very strong resistance on the 4-hour time frame, right? And obviously on the 1 hour and the 15, it is strong. But on the 4-hour, it is really, really strong, okay? So I need to wait for price to obviously, see what happens here. If I take the sell now, it's not based it's more based on a 50-50 chance, right? So I have to wait for the 2 hours left of this 4-hour candle, otherwise it's just not valid, okay? And then for the 1 hour time frame, you can see it's the exact same thing. We're getting reacted from the zone, right, multiple times within today, okay? So we had support over here, we had resistance, support, and now again resistance. So even this morning at 6 a.m. and then at 11 a.m. and now another time, right? So for me, I would only really be looking at sells for ARB because we did break down of this trend line, okay? So that's something I'd look at for ARB. Now let's see. I'm looking at Jupiter. If you guys, I actually did buy some Jupiter a bit more yesterday. I do think that Jupiter is gonna pump. Obviously, you can't really do any TA for Jupiter, but the reason why I took this was based on the project's really hot right now. A lot of people are interested. Obviously, the airdrop came out yesterday, and there's a lot of interest within this project. And I do see that looking at this chart, a lot of people are still holding this, right? You can see a lot of people are still holding this coin. And I did actually buy some more at 0.5758. I'm not really sure my actual price, but it was within 0.57 and 0.58. So I do plan to hold Jupiter for the long run. I do think that this is going to be a coin That's going to do really, really well. I think it's going to do exactly what Uni did, right? So if we have a look at Uni, I'll show you the chart here for Uni, because Jupiter and Uni are quite similar, right? So, and a lot more people are interested in Jupiter than Uni at the moment. So let's have a look at Uni. Let me just redraw everything here. I just want to take away all these drawings because I want to show you this chart. Because they're both a marketplace. I mean, both a DEX, right? So essentially, and a lot more people are using DEXs because of these airdrops. There's a lot more interest in airdrops, and especially with the Jupiter protocol. Okay, have a look at Uni. Let's go to the beginning of Uni. Look at the chart, right? It's very, very similar. Obviously, you can't really say it's the same, but when you look at the charts, if we have a look at the daily time frame, let's go actually look, because the weekly, there we go. So you can see a Uni came out and then we came up, sold off, consolidated for a while, and then we had that massive pump, right? Massive, massive pump for Uni. It started out, at 2 to around about 42, okay? So I think Jupiter has that exact same potential. I will be holding Jupiter. I put as much as I can. Like, I'm not going to put, all my capital on Jupiter because there is a risk, but just put money that you can afford to lose into this project. So I do think that it's going to do exactly what Uni did. It's the market structure, the community. It's got the same structure as Uni and how it came out. So, and also these types of DEXs aren't going to go away. And Jupiter's protocol is very, very strong. Like if you guys have used it, it's very, very clean. It's easy to use, very user friendly. Same as Uniswap, but I think Jupiter has a lot more potential, a lot more growth. But yeah, I do think that it is a good investment for the next bull run. I truly do. And it's actually up 5% today. It's actually starting to pump right now. That's quite interesting. Yeah, let's see if we can get it to 0.84 today. I don't think that's going to happen though, but yeah, the buying pressure right now is looking quite good. Let's actually look at the volume. So on TradingView, you can actually get the volume if you just type in volume in the indicator tab, and you can see that the volume has spiked quite nicely within the last couple of hours here. Obviously, we don't have this volume from the beginning, but the volume has increased quite nicely because we were consolidating a bit now, and now we're actually breaking resistance and support. And we did actually close above this level here. But like I said, with these new coins that are coming out, like Jupiter and stuff, you can't really use TA. You kind of have to just go a bit deep in the fundamentals. And a lot of people got airdrops, right? So a lot of people are happy with the exchange. Even people that didn't even use the wallets got airdrops, right? So a lot of people are like, wow, this is actually a really good project. And I can see there's a lot more buying interest within Jupiter. So have a look at it. You guys don't have to do anything with it. But personally, I do think that we will get a nice pump in the bull run. Chainlink, we're still waiting, right? Like I said, Chainlink, we're still waiting for these sells. And then Audi, we're still in sells. I mean, we've been in these sells since the beginning here. We might have to wait for this setup to play out. But to me, the 50-minute candle closed beautifully. Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to see. If the 50-minute candle closed above this key level here, then I would be like, okay, guys, maybe we should look at taking this position out. But because it closed respecting, we should see price come down here. Also in the 5 minutes, it's closed respecting. Okay, so I do think that this is going to play out here for Audi. And like I said, the targets for Audi are at 55.85, 0.7, and then 55.3. Yeah. Yeah, so let's see, guys. And then Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin's going to come down as well. 50-minute candle closed with a nice doji here as well. It's actually called a hammer. So this is more of a bearish pattern. It's more of a candlestick bearish pattern. You can look it up. You can look it up on the internet. You do get these types of patterns. that occur within the market. Obviously, on the 50-minute time frame, it's not as reliable as like a 1 hour or 4 hour, but have a look at those types of patterns. They do help with TA. And yeah, also guys, for Chainlink, I do think that this is going to play out today because of the fact that we at our weekly resistance. If we weren't at the weekly resistance, then I wouldn't really be looking for sells, okay, for Chainlink, because it's obviously really bullish today. But because we're tapping into weekly highs since March 2021 or 2022, sorry. So have a look at this setup today. And then Solana, like same thing for Solana. I'm not going to really do much here. The reason why, because we did break out for Solana, and yeah, to me, it's just looking really, really bullish. But if Bitcoin comes down, we will see Solana come down naturally, just due to like money flow within crypto, and a lot of coins just following what Bitcoin does. But for me, there's just no real setup here, so I can't really take anything for Solana. The only coins I'm interested in now is Chainlink, because I think Chainlink is just going to sell off quite hard today, just based on the weekly resistance. Well, that's what we normally see, especially within like 2 years. When price taps into a 2-year weekly resistance, we don't normally see price just close above there and just start pumping. A lot of people will be taking profits at these highs. I wouldn't expect people to be buying at these weekly highs. A lot of people will be waiting for retracements and then add to those positions, which is why we're going to wait for price to sell off here. I'm not going to take a sell now, though. For me, that doesn't make sense. We have to wait for structure to get broken. And what I mean by structure is this structure over here, right? Look at this structure. And then we're waiting for price to close below, and then we take sells, okay? So have a look at this. I won't be on the stream to take this, but you can actually put a trigger order. So what a trigger order is, basically, it's like a limit order, but in reverse. So when you take a buy limit, you put it below the current market price, and then when you take a sell limit, you put it above. But a trigger order is you can put a sell limit below current market price and a buy limit above. So it's the opposite. So it's basically like a buy stop and a sell stop. So if you're into Forex, you'll know that a buy stop is basically like a trigger order, and a sell stop is a trigger order for crypto. They just use different terms. Let's see for Audi. But yeah, what are your plans for the weekend? I'm not really doing much this weekend. I'm probably just going to trade. There's not much happening. I am still a little bit sick, so I'm not doing much. But the market on the weekends, you can cash some nice trades. I will be posting some setups on the weekend. So if you guys do want to access the Telegram group, I can leave it in the chat for you guys. And then make sure you guys put your UID so I can add you to the VIP group, because every single day we do have signals. I do post signals even on the weekends, because the market presents opportunities every day, right? It's not just Monday to Friday, especially with crypto. We can trade every single day. And especially because I'm doing nothing this weekend, I'm probably just going to trade a lot as well. So yeah, make sure you guys put your UID in the chat. On the CoinW chat, it's very, very simple. It's just below the chart. Put your UID there now, and then I will add you to the Telegram group. And then, yeah, we will be posting signals pretty much the whole time, obviously depending on how the market's doing. And then also Sunday, we know that Sundays are quite crazy. So there will be a lot of volume on Sunday because it is the weekly closure. But yeah, not much from my side. I hope you guys do have a good weekend. But yeah, let's see how this Audi setup plays out. Yeah. Bitcoin's still coming down. I'm still going to hold this Bitcoin setup because the thing is the market structure, it didn't break these highs. So we'll see how this plays out. Yeah. Yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining today. I do appreciate everyone being here. I hope you guys did have a good time. It looks like the market is dumping. Look at this, Bitcoin is coming down nicely. It's beautiful. Our setup is playing out. Make sure you look at take profits at 42,800, and then for Audi, your take profits, we've gone over this multiple times in the stream. Audi take profits 55.7 and 55.3, and then last setup, Chainlink. We might have to wait a couple hours for this one, but this is the setup. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good weekend. I'm going to end the stream now, and I do appreciate everyone being here, and I'll see you guys on Monday.